Alright, what's up guys? Today we are going to be starting my Fantasy Draft franchise games. Just gotta open up Madden real quick. I actually gotta do something else too. Let me do that. Okay. Open up Madden. Yeah, so if you missed it, about 2 or 3 hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago, I did the fantasy draft for this franchise I'm going to do. This is a mini franchise, probably going to be like a year. Some of the big players, we went really heavy on defense. We started off with Jadeveon Clowney, and then we got Chris Harris Jr., and then Telvin Smith, Shazier, Anthony Barr, Dominican Sue, Geno Atkins, Aqib Talib, Cam Chancellor. We went really heavy on defense. I'm trying to open the game right now. Sorry about that. Don't know why it's taking so long. There it goes. So I'm gonna be streaming mostly. Well, not streaming.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Today and tomorrow. I'm going on vacation. I'm gonna be uploading every day. Maybe I'll get a live in there. I don't know yet. But yeah, this is gonna be a one. I'm not gonna upload every game of this series. I'm gonna just upload the first couple, and then I'll upload the playoff games if I make it to the playoffs. I probably won't because I'm very bad at PC right now. Because I've never played it on PC before, and it's very bad. So just be prepared for how bad it's going to be. So, full game. These are only 6-minute quarters. And, well, my team's really good. Before we do this, I'm going to put this on All Pro. I'm winning on All Madden. If I win by a lot, I'll change it for the next game, but I don't expect to at all. So let's jump right into this first game. Basically, the Giants have no clue who they have, so we'll just figure it out as we go. So like I said, it's 6-minute quarters.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Giants. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They will be led out by their 7th-year quarterback from Texas A&M, Ryan Tannehill.
So far in his career, he's been good, and occasionally he's been great. But he and his team are wanting to see if he can take the next step up. Got to come back from 2 knee injuries, a knee surgery in 2017, and prove that he's the frontline starting quarterback that his team needs in the NFL.
Tannehill's not a West Coast quarterback anymore. He used to be. Ooh. gather.
Here's the first carry for LaShawn McCoy.
Nice one.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
That
one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches
here. I don't know if I'm going to use
the linebacker. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
So we got Joey Nelson, Fitzgerald, our top 2 receivers. There's really no one there at the time I drafted receivers.
On second down, here's Tannehill. And completes it to Jordan Nelson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Now a first down carry here from McCoy. They'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo. Buffalo goes to the playoff round before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line. But I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crack everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Maybe Matthews if you open.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
This Giants team is
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
A give to McCoy. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless. What are your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
Definitely didn't see that first of all shake there. So. Oh, it's just no boost. I don't know who they got. Yeah, can you check that? What is it? Okay. That's not right.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Tannehill.
Taking off.
Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the first as well.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down.
I love the hit sticks in this game.
Quite the the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
On second down, it's McCoy. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Here's Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it.
So, that's tradition. That was fun, which, yeah, I just didn't press
on plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're brought out by a man who needs very little introduction in his 18th year in the NFL, future Hall of Famer Drew Brees.
And Drew Brees is the leading active passer in the NFL, about 4,000 yards ahead of Tom Brady at this time. Help providing? He should top both Brett Favre and then Peyton Manning become the NFL's all-time leading passer. Over 70,000-yard mark was passed in career passing last season, and probably the best conditioned quarterback in the NFL. He may be the guy that actually plays until he's 50. Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Another carry now for Gurley. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. But so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
They'll go again to McCoy. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
From the gun on third down, Tannehill. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
On all the buttons of these series, so you can just click which one you want to pick. This is different. It's difficult on PC. I did not expect it to be this thing. Alright, Nelson.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Tannehill now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The Jaguars on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Back with one complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you got to circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also, they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those lefty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well, because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout.
I do 4-6. Stop the spin, that's all I gotta do.
A reminder coming up at the half, we hook up with a new guy, Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis, and more importantly this year, scores and stats from around the league here in week 1. So do not press that skip button. And that's complete to Lewis. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lewis. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Clock rolling as the Giants will hurry to the line. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now Breeze on 3rd down. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. And now the passing game here in the second quarter is starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now's a play caller. Because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Breeze, one of the best ever in these situations as he's trying to get his guys set. Breeze to throw again. It's caught by Funchess. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game.
False start, offense.
Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
Still first down.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Gould is able to put it through. And they are on the board, trailing now at 6-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's get it done here.
50-50.
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get things started down in Miami. Sounds good to me. Tennessee paying a visit to Hard Rock Stadium. And it's the Titans on top as that one draws close to halftime. The Titans looking for the win on the road in week 1. From there, it's off to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals looking to get off to a hot start, and a road win would help them do just that. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. The Ravens looking to get to 1-0, and they've got the lead in front of their home faithful. In our game, it's been Ryan Tannehill who's had the hot hand in the first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We're just going to do it for this one game. I'm probably not going to do that for every game.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. On the return now, it's Josh Huff. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out come the Giants. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into Jacksonville territory. A big play there for the Giants. 55 yards. Bree's going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Complete, Smith has it. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. But you said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in Week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the
is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Devin Funches from 6 yards away. And the Giants are in for 6. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
So that drive, 4 plays, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Forced out to his left. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Off play action, Tannehill sliding out of the pocket. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
I don't understand. What am I doing now?
Hey, 20.
This give is to McCoy. Spinning away. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Again, it's McCoy. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Akeem Hicks in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 23 yards on the play.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3.
Heavy traffic and it centers. I do believe this is going to work. A safety it is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
And every tackle. Wow. I got bailed out.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line.
Oh, that's dive. That was terrible. That was dive.
The Jaguars getting set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right?
And McCoy loses the football. And who's got it? The Giants! And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Holding. Defense.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
That was a big
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Again, they run with Gurley. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop.
I I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. From the gun on third down, Breeze. He's got Lewis. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. On first down, it's Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he's in. Touchdown, Giants. Todd Gurley punching it in from a yard away. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-8. Gold now out to kick it away. Jerick McKinnon now to return. Oh, nice spin.
That brought back bad memories.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Lets it go for Nelson.
That's my button.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 56 yards.
They went for the haymaker there, didn't they? A big shot towards the end zone, and they came up with the catch, but they were tackled short of the goal line. The defense escaped the big one there. Now they've got to try and hold them to a field goal attempt.
Tannehill throwing again. And get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Lorenzo Alexander. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. To The throw on second down is Tannehill. And a little floater there is incomplete. A strong safety, Barry Church, all over that one and knocked it away.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now Tannehill on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful.
Lewis lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflated. You're exactly right. Last opportunity.
And it'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Breeze. Good one, and able to haul it in. And the ball is knocked out. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
That's a huge
You know, you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. The bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. Here now, a look at LaShawn McCoy. He is fully awake now. If he didn't get off to the start that he normally does, they've got his attention. He's running it well.
You think they set off the alarm clock at the half? You think that's what went down? I know this, having played on the defensive side of the ball, if you do a really good job against a great runner, and you go into the half, you're excited, you're fired up, you think the game plan is working, but in the back of your head, there's that little bit of nagging doubt. Can we do this for 4 quarters? So far, that's not happening.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Tannehill now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. On first down, it's Tannehill. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
In a 2-minute drill, we often talk about taking care of the football, but sometimes it's just a matter of who wants it more. How about him going up top on a 50-50 ball and taking it away for a big play?
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Whitney merciless in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 9, and all of a sudden here it's third down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down. Makes it manageable now.
They'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Oh my God.
It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's first and goal.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
He's back to throw. And he's in for the touchdown. And barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game.
Let's go.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right. Just one more element to complete the victory. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I really it's gonna go and be honest. I have no idea. Please go on. Oh my God. Thank you. Dude,
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that might be enough to win them the football game as they now take the lead in the final seconds. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Holy crap, that's tense. We'll go with this sense of pressure. I'm gonna be clowning out. We'll see if I get a sack. And again, there we go.
Back to throw, Breeze. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And a timeout comes in. The whistle's blown with 3 seconds remaining. One final try here for Breeze. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special. Every year, week 1, you had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here.
You will like and subscribe for more of this series and daily Madden 19 content. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys for the next one. And peace out.